Speaks.
Hello, we're back. My name is Paul Presley.
And I'm Enid Cohen.
Okay, well, we're going to start our shows on Spreaker again. Sometimes Enid may not be here, but I'll be here all the time. But hopefully she'll be here with me too. But we're gonna start off kind of something that's bothering us, and we hope it's bothering you too. And that's all the shootings that have been going on lately. What do you think?
All these hate crimes. Why does everybody hate so much? And what is it going to take to have people not hate one another and realize how precious life is?
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Well, you know, it's kind of bothering me too. We're having all the stuff over in Baghdad, all the unrest overseas. I mean, every time we hear somebody blew up somebody, a bunch of people shot a bunch of people or whatever, beheaded them. There's all kinds of stuff going on over there, and that's our troops over there trying to help them, you know. And it's starting to irritate me. What about you?
Yes, and I feel the same way you do, that more of our troops should be here protecting us in the States, because we're having turmoil here constantly lately.
Well, my theory, and this is my theory, this is what I would be doing, and this is probably wrong. I don't know if this is wrong or not. Me and Enid had a friend of ours here the other day. We've known him for 20 plus years, and he's a Suffolk County policeman. And we were all here yesterday, and we were all talking about the stuff that's going on in the United States. You know, and you know, one thing I would do is I would take everybody that's overseas, because it seems like no matter what we do overseas to help those people and to make it have like, you know, make it better for everybody over there and not have as many killings and stuff. And it's not working. We're sending our guys, our men and our women over there, and thank God they go over there, because we appreciate them, right? The men and women that help us out, because thanks to them that we're safe. But you know, it's just the idea that we're sending men and women over there to help the situation, but it doesn't seem like it's helping. But where could it help?
It could help here.
Yes. Now, since we got back to the United States, because you know the unrest in in Baghdad and ISIS and all that stuff. Iran, where everywhere. It just seemed like it's spreading and nobody cares, and it's just not working. You know.
Now, those countries will probably never change, but we don't have to hate each other in America. We should bond together and do kind things for one another. If at one time in everybody's life they could help somebody, save somebody, they've done a wonderful thing and they have fulfilled their lives.
Yeah. Now, you work in a job, and you know, you don't have to tell where you work or what you do, but it's just you work in a job to where you come across a lot of women that come into your shop. Mm-hmm. And some are Spanish, some are Oriental, some are other persuasions, let's say.
But they're Americans.
I know, but
they're all Americans.
You don't fight with everybody that comes in, do you? And they don't fight with you.
No, we have a very peaceful situation, and we control our little environment, and everyone cares about one another.
That's right. And I work now, where would I be with my job? Because I work in a job where I have a lot of great Spanish people there. A lot of ladies that clean houses. I work with a lot of great ladies there, and then I go to houses to do inspections, and they're all persuasions of people. They're Muslims, they're Spanish, they're everybody. You know, I get along with everybody. You know, mm-hmm. I was in the deli the other day. I go across the street from work, and I realized after I heard about a lot of all the shootings and stuff that are going on, that I'm standing there looking at black people, Spanish people. There's a couple of Koreans in there, a couple of Oriental people in there, and everybody's standing there almost, because it's a great deli and people really come in there a lot. You know? And we're all packed into this one room, and we're waiting for food, and we're all excuse you, excuse me, and we're paying to see you later, blah, blah, blah. You know, and that's the way it should be. Why can't the rest of America be like that?
How wonderful. That's just it. And as far back to the times of Martin Luther King and Muhammad Ali, people who preached peace, wonderful men, we were starting to get someplace. What's happening now?
That's right.
We're going back in time, and we're not bonding as a country. We're thinking you're this, you're that. Everybody is a human being. We all come from the same place. All of us, most of us came from another country, or our ancestors did, to start a life here in America. Why can't we be kind to one another?
Right. We were talking to our friend yesterday. I was yesterday, in fact, and something that he said is true. Like back in the '60s, pardon the expression, we're a bitch when it came to relationships between different ethnic groups. I mean, it was a bitch, because I know I was, as a musician and entertainer back then, and going through the stuff I did, it was terrible. And I was born in the late '50s. And so I wasn't that old, I was like 16, 17, 18 years old, but I started playing music when I was 13. And it was just a bitch. But you would think over the years, like you said, it calmed down, and we thought we were getting into a better place. But
we should have progressed.
Yeah, but it seems like, what the hell's the deal here? It's going backwards.
We have to stop all of this and try to spread the word to have peace and love one another and help one another. Life's tough. Yeah. You need support, and if we help one another, it's not going to be as difficult.
Well, I hope we're not going back in the '60s, because I think I still owe people money back there.
Oh!
Because if they find my ass, I'm dead. No, I'm kidding you. No, but just the idea, it's starting to level itself out. Now it's getting to a place where we just don't care. Where people just don't care, and everybody should. Another thing too is what's going on. When they had, how do I say this now? Okay. When gays started getting together and they started marrying each other, the men and the women started marrying each other, and there was sort of like a lot of, I guess you might say, gay unrest amongst everybody, and the United States and the world, and the religious and the political parties and all that stuff about the gays, like that. That was a time that just took hold and became something. Now they can get married. Okay. Point I'm trying to make is that Florida shooting, the gay guys in Florida. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's horrible. I think that's another thing that relates to what we're saying.
Yeah.
Hatred, so much hatred. People should be allowed to be who they are. They're not hurting anybody. How could anybody be that brutal and shoot all those poor people just for being themselves? I don't care where they came from, what they were thinking, where their allegiance goes. It's a horrible crime.
Yeah, and what got me was the guy said he had to shoot them because he didn't like gays and he didn't like men kissing each other. And everything. Well, if this guy didn't like, and I probably shouldn't say this. This is like really the wrong thing to say, but I just got to say my opinion. If he doesn't like gays kissing, well, don't be around him, for one thing. Don't go into a gay club, number two. But if you really hate it that bad, don't go out and get guns and kill them. Why don't you just turn around a gun on yourself and kill yourself? If you don't want to see them, just get out of the world. Because it's here. It's here. It's men and women, and they're marrying themselves, and they're kissing each other, and they love each other.
And I have to say this, Christina Grimmie being gunned down giving autographs. That was a statement. This was a person who was giving a statement of hatred to the world. Yeah. I think that was so horrible. She was such a kind, gentle soul. That should not have happened. Yeah,
well, I was going to back up a little bit to the gays and just say, what got me was, too, this guy has a gay club, and this guy, from what I understand by seeing the news reports, he had a gun, and he had reloads and everything under his coat, and it's in the summertime in Florida, and he walks into a club with a coat on of any kind, whether it's long, short, or just a coat. You would think that they would say, "What the hell's he got a coat on for? Let's look under that coat."
Yeah, come here. Let's check you out.
But I don't know. That's anyway. Yeah. Anyway, just my point is, if you don't like a situation, don't get a gun and shoot them. Right. Take yourself out. Take yourself out and let everybody else live. That's it. And the Christina Grimmie, yes, and you're right, Enid. You're very right. That was
A senseless crime.
I don't even know what you said. It was a statement. I don't even know what kind of statement it was.
Well, whoever did it had I don't either. There's no reason on earth that I could think of to kill a kind, gentle person like that.
What's the statement? He's an idiot? Is that what the statement is?
I don't know where he came from. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
well,
it.
They said that
That's it.
they said that he came in a back way where she was playing and performing because he went around security. But see, now that's the guy is an idiot for doing what he did. I don't see you're right. It's very senseless. I don't know, but now you've got a guy coming in a back door where there's no security. So you see, there's the club again.
Right, no security.
No clubs. No club security.
Now, do you think he was a crazed fan?
I don't know. Last time I checked on YouTube and a couple of things out there, they still don't know why the guy did it.
Well, I want to give a message out there. If you are a fan of anybody's, don't love them to death.
Yes, exactly. Don't love them to death. My thing with Christina Grimmie, and this is kind of weird, I feel, on my part, because I was there was another woman that was running for women's president. She lives right around by us, and I kind of helped try to promote her, but it didn't go anywhere. But I was looking up her name and Christina, and then all of a sudden Grimmie, and I saw that she had something like 7, 8, 10, 12 million hits on almost every song that she sang. And I saw this cute little face, and I go like, 12 million hits on a song. I got stuff on YouTube, and I'm having problems getting one hit sometime, And I clicked on it thing, and I saw her, and every once in a while I would click on and watch like 4 or 5 of her songs, and I kept doing that and doing that and doing that. So Enid called me up from work. She's the one that heard it, right? Mm-hmm. And she called me up at work and told me. I don't even think you wanted to tell me, did you?
No. I know that you, even though you had never met her, you had a strong connection with this wonderful, talented person.
And that's really all I had. It wasn't a love thing. It wasn't a one of them things where I'm infested with or whatever. But infatuated, yeah, infested. Well,
infested.
See, here I go again. I do this all the time on the radio. She's always got to correct me on these things because I always screw up somewhere.
This is our humor.
My mistakes are our humor on this show. So the more I screw up, the funnier I get. So anyway, but I grew an attachment to her because of her talents, because she's such a great entertainer and everything she accomplished. Because if you look at some of Christina Grimmie's stuff on YouTube about how she started, and like one story I really like, she needed a really good mic to do her videos with, because everybody was calling up and saying, your mic really sucks, your mic really sucks. Some big production company associated with some major label found out her address. They don't even know, she just didn't even know how, and sent her a mic, this big huge mic. But people helped her, and that's what I thought. I even told Enid, I told you, I said, why is she even trying to get a record company? She could just do it herself. And she probably would have been better off if she'd done it herself.
Yes. So that proves if you never become famous, you're safer in life.
Yeah. You stay alive.
How sad.
Oh.
How sad.
Well, we've never really become famous, and we're still alive,
still
so
here.
that's good. That's a good thing.
We're still here to talk to you. Now, one other thing.
Yeah.
Our friend the other day brought up a very good subject. The police are here to protect us. Why don't we have their back?
Yeah.
Right? What do you think about that?
Go ahead.
Paul?
Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. I think every citizen should try to help in crimes. I mean, not go out there and get a gun and do things, but try to help protect the people protecting us. Call it in. Call somebody who can help them. Get them back up.
And don't be afraid to.
Don't be afraid to. But speak up. Like when they say Crime Stoppers on TV, let us know if you know anything. Call up. Let them know. We want peace in the world. We want to stop all this violence.
And Crime Stoppers even says, I believe, on their commercial, whenever they tell you to call Crime Stoppers, we don't need your name, we don't need anything. You just call and tell us if you've got any information about anything, whatever, call. Call them and tell them what's going on.
That's right. It's totally anonymous.
Yeah, and that's it. Oh, good. I'm glad you said that word, because I probably...
what would you have said?
Anonymous. Good thing you said that.
I think I said it right. Now I'm thinking back.
No, you said
okay.
anonymous. You said
anonymous.
Yeah. I'd be hamana. Anyway, so that's our kick for this show. We're just gonna we're gonna try to do some fun, good stuff, but you know what, we believe that this has to be said. We believe this, and another thing too. We're talking about this guy, the cops in Dallas that got shot, and that's a and our friend is a policeman. That's how we brought up the subject yesterday about that, and we started this conversation. But we do, just like 5 cops. Just the idea that they called it a biased crime when the black people get killed. It's a biased crime. Like this was based on the fact that a guy in, I believe, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and like either Minneapolis or Wisconsin or somewhere, the other person got killed. As soon as the one in Baton Rouge got killed, I believe it was, then he did this with the cops. But the thing is, they called the black guys being shot, or could be any ethnic group being shot, is a biased crime, right? Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so that's a biased crime, but they never said that it was a biased crime when the white cops got shot. It's a biased crime no matter what.
Right.
So everybody's complaining like, well, it's a biased crime. It's a biased crime. What about when like 5 policemen get shot? To me and to you, biased crime, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of, I don't know. It gets to me where I get sick of the news media. The news media irks the hell out of me because they put, I believe, about 90% of stuff in the news articles in their broadcast that makes everybody pissed off at everybody. Or they say stuff that catches on that's not true. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think?
It's sensationalism. They feed on it, and I think that causes more things to happen.
I heard somebody say on TV the other day that the news, I'm sorry, not TV, on YouTube. He was a YouTube guy, and he was doing some kind of news and different reports with his, like us, with his feelings, and like we do ours. And he said that he believes this is what the news media does in the newsroom. If they're sitting in the newsroom, of course, they're planning out their stories for the day. He says, I'm not going to say a name, I don't want to get in trouble, but he says that they're probably sitting there. All of a sudden, a story comes in, let's say when a plane goes down, and they go, oh, good, another story. Let's start building this sumbitch up. Let's make us the top news group or something, like
right.
that. And they, like you said, sensationalism.
Yeah.
Oh, I said that word.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I think we're just about ready to wrap it up here.
Yeah, we're done.
Right?
We beat this dead horse enough. But
I'm going to leave you today.
I didn't mean to say dead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm going to leave you today with a thought. Everybody who's listening to us, go out there and help somebody. Lend someone a hand who needs you. And if everyone would help one person, we'd have a better world.
Yes, we would. Be nice to everybody around you. Don't be afraid to help somebody when you can. And take care of yourself and your loved ones.
Yes.
Okay. So we're done, right? We're
yes,
off.
we are.
Okay, this is Paul Presley and
Enid Cohen
signing off. Okay, and we'll see you next time on Press Speaks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.